Good morning. Today is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Selectmen. It is Monday, November 3rd. It is 33. In front of you have today's agenda. Are there any additions or corrections, or if I could get a vote to approve today's agenda?
So moved.
Second. It's unanimous. And the minutes from our regularly scheduled meeting on October 21st. I get a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Public comments. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments to the Board of Selectmen on agenda topics scheduled for review and or vote. Comments submitted electronically should be sent to the following email address: bosdistribution@newcanaanct.gov. There's no one wishing to speak, so we'll move on to Westcog. Let's see, Sarah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Happy Monday. So I am here to request approval for the town to pay their annual portion of dues to the Western Connecticut Council of Governments. This body receives the majority of their funding from the federal government, local and state sources. So this is our annual contribution to help fund all the various programs and offerings that they support to our region. Happy to answer any questions.
Do you know if their federal funding's getting cut and that whether they might be coming back to locals for more help?
So I have not received any communications from Westcog about that at this time. Most of their federal funding pertains to transportation initiatives. So my guess would be that projects would be delayed rather than going to local sources.
Yeah. At my last meeting, we discussed it briefly, and so far nothing has been, pulled, but
you never know.
you never know. So
Thank you for saying its whole name, because every time I hear Westcog, I'm like, what's that acronym for?
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah. And just so you guys know, the dues is based on a formula. 50% is based on your area and 50% is population, I think. So it's like, so
You
like
mean square footage area?
Yeah, so we pay more than Darien, which really bothers me, because they are a more compact, and they make that argument that because it's a road project, we do a lot of road funding, that the square area, or whatever you call it, is
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you for that info.
You're welcome.
Just for reference, dues went up $700 from last year, which is a little higher than usual.
Yeah.
It's like $1,000 a month.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the town planner to pay annual dues to the Western Connecticut Council of Governments in the amount of $12,792.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. Leisure repairs. Ryan and John. Good morning.
Morning. Alrighty, so we are requesting approval to enter into contracts with Hussey Seating Company to perform necessary repairs to the town's athletic facility bleachers. Hussey Seating recently inspected all of our bleachers, and upon approval, will complete all identified repairs. The scope of work includes materials and labors for bleacher repairs at the following locations: Mead Park, Waveney Park, Dunning Stadium, Connor Field, Sachs Field, and the high school turf fields. The total cost for these repairs is $12,745, and we are including a $1,200 contingency, bringing the total funding request to $13,945. Funds are available in the Parks Capital Bleacher Repairs accounts.
You just talk. So this is different than, we had to have the fencing repaired at Dunning. Now this is the second.
That was part of the bleachers, but that was completely separate only because we didn't know what that would entail. So they built all new brackets for it. It's actually very nice.
Right, yeah, this company actually, that was in their inspection report, and we removed it because their price actually came a little higher than
Okay.
the actual welder's price too, so.
I appreciate that.
We also think we got a better repair.
Mhm.
It's more heavy duty than what they were proposing. So
This was railing related, right? Or was it?
that was yes, at the bottom of the bleachers on the
Everyone
home
leaned over.
side. There's a chain link fence and railing there.
Yeah.
Just the
A lot of-
constant,
A lot of weight goes against that.
yes, and being
Student section.
27 plus years old, you know, it wore out.
A lot of exciting games with people pushing you in there. All right.
Yeah, I think this is great because I remember a number of years ago going Dunning and they were broken. It was like, where does this fall? So is this something we'll do, get it checked out annually, every other year? Because I mean,
We-
stuff gets owned, it gets used, right?
Yes. One thing we found out over the last few years was the fact that we should be having our bleachers inspected every year.
It's probably a safety.
It probably makes
requirement,
sense,
right?
yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
you know, and it wasn't done for a number of years, so we had a lot of work in the beginning, but now I have a feeling we'll be right around the 10,000 to 15,000
Going.
mark every single year. Just, unfortunately, there's use.
Well, just put in your budget, so you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So did these guys, when they did the review, did they charge us for that? Is that, so is that within this cost, or did we
No.
pay them separately?
Separate.
Okay.
So these are just for the repairs. The inspection was already completed.
What do we pay for that? Do you remember? Just so we know what our ongoing
$1,000,
$15,000 expense on a go forward.
15 to 20, I'd say, every year. We have a lot of bleachers. It doesn't seem that way when you just go see one field.
No, we
but
do.
A lot of the portable ones. And
Any other questions?
Great. Then they do it right away? They'll do it like now?
they'll do it over the winter. Yeah, definitely.
All right. If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks and Recreation Department to enter into a contract with Hussey Seating Company in the amount of $12,745 plus a contingency of $1,200 for a total project cost of $13,945 in order to make necessary repairs for bleachers throughout town.
So moved.
It's unanimous.
Guys, just for the record, the name happens to coincide with a contractor we use frequently. This has nothing to do with Hussey Brothers. This is a completely separate. company.
Completely separate company, no relation at all.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and stand-up snow machine
Okay, so we are also,
from our budget presentation.
Yes.
Okay, I was just making sure. Okay, go ahead.
alrighty, so we are seeking approval to enter into a contract with Goff's Equipment Service, Inc. for the purchase of a Boss Snow Raider mag with accessories. This purchase includes a stand-up snow raider unit, V-plow, standard plow, rotating broom, drop spreader, snow thrower, and delivery. This equipment will enhance our department's ability to remove snow and ice from sidewalks at Town Hall and other properties maintained by the Parks Department. The Snow Raider mag and its accessories will significantly increase productivity in our snow and ice operations. Designed specifically for sidewalks and tight spaces, this machine provides powerful, efficient performance and reduced labor requirements compared to the traditional shoveling and walk-behind spreaders. This contract will be executed under a Sourcewell purchase agreement with a total cost of $34,858.95. Funds are available and budgeted in the Parks capital budget under the line item titled Stand-Up Machine. The unit and accessories are available for delivery this year, which would be a great benefit for our winter operations.
Do you recall what you budgeted this for?
$42,000.
Yeah.
When you use this, so it's down kept with all your equipment, and say you have to come up and clear town hall.
Mhm.
Do you drive it up or do you trailer it up?
We're looking at a few different possibilities. We might want to store a landscape trailer where we can have all the accessories right there. Because like the brush will work and then all of a sudden it's snowing too much, it might not work anymore. So you switch over to a plow and then the snow blower. So
We would put all the accessories right inside that enclosed trailer with Tucker's approval for parking in the town hall parking lot. But that will,
Okay, that would be like your staging area for dealing with this, because it's a downtown thing. You would do the town hall and then you would do the sidewalks and all. So you'd have it.
town hall, train station, areas like that.
All right.
it maxes out at like 8 miles an hour, so we wouldn't
would take a
drive
while,
it from
yeah.
the parks, but.
We have our traditional sidewalk machines that we use down South Avenue and those are a little higher speed. They cover a little bit more ground. This
Yes.
is more building related, right? I mean, is that,
Mhm.
yeah.
This would be mainly the places where the guys are actually shoveling.
Mhm.
So it will help that whole operation.
Well, thank you. Okay, good. All right.
All right.
Can it shovel stairs?
No, but it has some accessories on the side of it where you could put a shovel and mount a shovel onto it, and a cup holder, which is nice. And LED lights as well. So, we're out there all times of the day and night. And so from a safety aspect, that's very important too.
Is this, you had an attachment that spread like salts too, right? Is that?
This one does as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, a drop spreader.
All right.
All right. So if no other questions, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks and Recreation Department to enter into a contract with Goff's Equipment Services in the amount of $34,858.95 for the purchase of one Boss Snow Raider Mag V plow, 4-inch straight plow, 48-inch broom, 4-foot straight plow, 48-inch broom, drop spreader, snow thrower, delivery and setup.
And a V plow too.
Yes, she said.
And a
Yeah.
V plow too. I'm not sure if you said
You
that.
did, you did.
Okay.
A Mag V plow, a
Sorry.
Mag V plow, not just a V plow, it's a Mag V plow. Okay, could I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
All right.
Morning.
Bill was unable to attend this morning, so I'm gonna take his items for him. The first is fairly straightforward. It's just basically a change in contractor due to a change in ownership. So pest control, to Rent-A-Kill North America Incorporated, or Terminix, bought ABC Exterminating. They bought the business. We're gonna get the same employees, that we had in the same service we had. It's just a question of, we have to change the PO to the new owner. So we're asking to transfer the approval to the new company, get rid of the old PO, and then add the new PO for $14,000 to Terminix now, Rent-A-Kill North America.
Okay, that is a terrible name.
It's a terrible name. I don't like to say it, but that's why I said Terminix. Yeah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right because there's no double L on it, but it doesn't, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so, I mean, this is the same PO, the 14 to the 14.
Right.
So are there any questions?
And that's pretty common. We've done
Yeah.
this before. So.
Yeah.
Several this year already.
All right. So if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works, Town Buildings Department for the following: transfer ABC Exterminating Pest Control to Rent-A-Kill North America, i.e. Terminix, and blanket purchase order with Rent-A-Kill North America Terminix in the amount of $14,000 and cancel previously approved purchase order number 260216 with ABC Exterminating.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This next item is for mandatory the testing for our elevators at the police department and the EMS building. It's a 5-year inspection and a weight test to ensure that it's operating safely. It's a requirement, and we go back to the original installer. In this case, it's Cone Incorporated, and they set the price at $14,600. We added a contingency of $20,000, 20%. I'm sorry, of $2,900, just in case we don't. They find a couple of things that need to be repaired that are not part of regular maintenance. And I asked Bill this question. I said, "Are they, since we don't get to set this price and go out, how are they commensurate with other elevators that we have that are run by other companies?" And he said they're actually cheaper. So I said, "Okay." I like that answer better than the other way. And the monies are available in the current operating budget.
So this is an annual. So
It's a
we have
5-year.
No, it's a 5-year contract, I know, but is this what we pay each of the 5 years?
No, this is a one-shotter. Yeah.
For 5 years?
Yes.
Okay, want to just clarify that.
So all our elevators are on a different inspection schedule with different inspectors.
Depending upon who installed the
Okay.
elevator, that's correct. I think we have 3 separate companies.
Yes, we have the schools, we have this one, we have the,
Schools are totally separate. They do their own. We're just talking of town buildings. So the firehouse has an elevator, others. So we have here in this building.
Now, why would you need, a contingency for an inspection. I mean,
Casey,
repairs, you definitely need a contingency. I would understand, but an inspection, I don't understand the need for a
I
contingency.
think if they find something, then they correct it right there. It's my
That wouldn't
belief.
go into an inspection line. That would go into a maintenance line.
That's correct. And we can,
I don't see
you
the
can take
need
that
for-
out.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't- you know,
take that
You
out.
didn't answer that. You didn't answer that well enough for me this
Yeah,
morning.
I don't understand it. I mean,
That's fine.
yeah, I don't understand the need.
At that point in time, we'll come back to you. and tell you.
Repair, I totally get. You need a contingency, but I don't understand an inspection
That's fine.
contingency. Okay. All right. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with Cone Inc. in the amount of $14,600 for elevator inspection and testing.
So moved.
It's unanimous. Okay.
Is to install, as Bill mentioned at the last Board of Selectmen meeting, the need to install a mezzanine at the new cold storage building. So we went to the contractor, excuse me, that's installing the building itself. We had a design rendered and came forward with a price of $43,500. He did add a contingency only because right now the staircase comes straight out, and we're looking to see whether we can actually fold it underneath the mezzanine so we actually save some space. So if that comes into play, that might have some additional cost on it, but we're working on them right now because we're just trying to maximize the space in the unit. He did provide you with a breakdown, I think on the 30th, about where we are. So we have a couple of contracts left to approve, this being one of them, the fire alarms, and then wiring the building for electrical. And based upon his estimates for all of the work, we'd have a balance of the $475,000 budget of $172,437.72, with a contingency as part of that as well. So we have the monies for it. It would help extremely as far as small items. We have a forklift, as he had mentioned, and we would like to go forward with this contract with Pure Boney. Sorry.
So it'll just make the mezzanine will just make that building able to hold more and
A little bit more efficient. Use the space that's up above that's kind of wasted space.
Yep.
Give us a little bit of an area underneath the park. Exactly.
Just one thought, like in the future, if we look at a project like this building, remember when it first came forward, we're all got our pom-poms up going, wow, this is really, really much lower than budget. And in fact, it was not a complete cost projection. So in the future, let's make sure we go, all right, this is it. This is what we budget. This is what we think all the components add up to. Because, I think we thought we were going to have like a $250,000 surplus here. And in fact, if we use a contingency, we're at 136,000, which is great. But I think we anticipated more. So just if we can get a more thorough picture when we go through this in the future.
Yeah, he had it in his head. He just didn't have it down on paper. So he knew he was going to be saving money. He just didn't necessarily communicate it at the time.
I get it, but it's contingent on us to basically say, okay, this is that part. But if we can just have it as that, when you bring it before us, kind of almost have like a template that you fill out.
Yeah, we've had that problem because if we have phase projects or things like that, you look at it and you're looking at the bulk, but it's really not the bulk. It's really the net in the end. So
yeah, kind of like when we did the barn. It had a lot of pieces over time, but we should always be having a current. We think the whole thing's going to be this much worth this 40%, 50% done. So I think that'd be helpful.
oh, that's fine.
This list that he made here, it's perfect. And you could do that as you go along through the project and just keep.
Right, he'll give you his estimate and then actually what the actual was as it comes in, what he's estimating, which helped him for his budget, and then what the actual came in at.
Perfect.
any other questions? If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works for a change order with Pure Boney Builders and Remodeling LLC in the amount of $43,500 plus a contingency of $6,525 for a total request of $50,025.
So moved.
It's unanimous.
And having that extra space in there is good. I mean,
Mhm.
this is
Yeah,
it's a smart amount of money to spend if you gain that much space. So,
Yeah.
Good for him.
All right,
All right, thank you.
and Department of Public Works update.
So we'll update us where we are. Today is day one of leaf collection. So we'll run through the month of November complete and begin on November 30th, our final wrap up of leaves. The station or the leaf mulch site will stay open until the 13th of December, but today is day one. So it's 5 weeks of not so pleasant work for the men, parks included. So we'll hopefully get everything out before the snow comes in. Right now, they're paving Route 106 between Canoe Hill and the town line, actually going into Wilton because there's work in Wilton. But for us, our concern is from Canoe Hill to the town line, they're going to be putting in a 1-inch overlay over the whole operation. It's a closure of the roads except for emergency vehicles, school buses, and local traffic. I put that in my update. People are not going to be happy for the next 5 days because they're going to be delayed going around, but then they're done, which is a nice thing. So they'll wrap up. They've got some work to do on a culvert crossing. That's all off road over the winter. And that shouldn't affect anyone for traffic. And then next year they'll come back and have to repave the road in its entirety. The stretch that you just overlaid, they'll have to repave it.
I was gonna say, when you said they were done, I was like, well, not really done,
Not-
but
Right. It's death by a
done for
thousand,
this year.
death by a thousand cuts, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want
That's
people to
for
think when
calendar
they're
year
done.
25.
They're not done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they'll be back to, obviously back to do South Avenue and Farm Road during the summer of next year. Work is ongoing at the Playhouse ramp, should say the ramp between the Playhouse and Lepenka to the end. This week, they're forming up the slab and pouring the slab for the dumpster enclosure, and then they're gonna be able to move the dumpsters into that area. The electricians are running the conduit lines and then the electrical lines in to use the compactor itself since it needs power. And then they'll finish that. They are blocking up the area. We had a Bilco door actually in the alleyway that led into the Playhouse, which is no longer necessary since we don't have any equipment down there, any boilers or any HVAC equipment down there. So they're blocking up that wall. They've got like 1 foot left to go, and that'll be blocked up. We'll fill that hole tomorrow, and then they'll start forming the sidewalk itself between the two buildings, and that should be poured hopefully next Monday. So they're working on that. We're putting in that we were originally looking at 2 bands coming from the staircase and ramp out straight out to kind of tie the brick in together with the buildings. Based upon it actually narrows, so it doesn't look right. And you try to do it, it just does. It's not going to look visually correct. So we have 2 operating doors on that alley. So we're going to put a band of brick in front of both operating doors. So there'll be transverse lines instead of longitudinal lines. But I think that that'll look nice. Plus it'll highlight the 2 doors that actually operate. And then we have a couple of dummy doors there. So they're working on that.
Is there still access to the basement without that?
Still access from the inside. Yes. Yeah. They weren't using that Bilco door. We actually had to put a fire sprinkler in that space, but we didn't.
It was covered with cement.
Yeah. So it's not
So it
necessary.
wasn't being used
Right.
for as long as that alleyway was in existence.
Right. So so we're getting rid of that now, which is a nice change. And then it'll just seal up the building itself. We won't have any access from the outside. No concern for water coming in after that point. They're working on the parking lot at Waveney. Got a couple weeks.
How are the toters working out for the restaurants? Are
They're full. I took a picture this morning. They're constantly full, but they're working.
Where do the garbage trucks come? Do they come down Elm Street?
Comes up Elm Street
Oh, wow.
and wheels them out to the street and picks them up there. And that's working. We have some that are still walking up the hillside to use the dumpster and the compactor up top. It just depends upon the person. It's not even the facility. It's really the individual carrying the garbage or the
I've
recycling.
seen a
out.
couple of workers still using that.
Yes, they're still walking up and down. We still have people walking up and down. We can't seem to stop people from walking past the barricades, past the fencing. No matter how much signage we put up that says sidewalk closed with an arrow leading to another location, still can't stop it. So
It's closest distance between 2 points.
exactly, and they're used to going that way, and they feel that they can navigate the embankment.
What about, I mean, because is it still at a point where we can't put up like
Barriers.
fencing, like
Yeah,
plastic, like the little,
They're walking between where the fencing ties into the dumpster, kind of walking over it. So they do their best to close it off each night, but I'm certain that people are walking there each night. So the fastest we can get it done is the better we're going to be. So the moment that sidewalk is done and poured early next week, that's half the battle. And then we'll work on the staircase and the ramp after that. The Waveney lot is proceeding right now. All the pervious pavers are in, and he was pouring all of the decorative lamp posts last week, and then he'll go forward from there, look to pave the lot, and then bring in the sidewalk work or the work to tie in the parking lot with the parking lot across the street. That should take another couple of weeks, and then he'll go over to Pine Street and start that work.
Tiger, how much longer is the scaffolding up at Waveney?
Coming down now. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so the,
Glad you asked.
and then we just got an email this morning, Tiana, you were copied on it, said that we got a $47,452.18 check from Eversource for energy efficiency measures installed at the PD for high efficiency lighting, boilers, domestic hot water equipment, and HVAC equipment. So we got a nice little rebate from Eversource in that regard. And I think that pretty much does it. The only other thing we did is over the weekend, we added an additional width to the stop bar on Elm Street to try to help with people driving the wrong way. And then,
Don't read signs.
yes, we added a barrier up there, a planter up there with a wrong way
Oh,
sign
now we're
on
gonna
it.
have a do not enter and a wrong way underneath it. I'm
You
like,
love signage.
I love sign. I'm like, seriously, we need both.
Yeah, we're trying, but the moment we had the one guy go past that had the accident, and the next day we had two more drive. So we
The
had to do
accident was a
more.
medical thing, so
Yes.
that can happen anytime. That was not a whatever, but
Exactly.
Not paying attention.
not paying attention. The not paying attention. I mean, I've had to beep at people
Mhm.
trying to take a right at Starbucks. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness.
So yeah, but then we had the two after, which was to the honest point, like at that point in time, you have to do. It's very difficult.
Anybody that's grown up here knows that you look both ways on Elm Street. That's
Yeah.
just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. You have to. Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that the three teenagers that were walking when the accident came by, when the medical came by, they didn't. They just walked out looking to the left, thinking that they were going to cross, and that traffic came from the right. So we did a little bit there, and then the barriers are gone. So the planters are all gone this morning so the street is clear. There's no outdoor dining, no tables and chairs on the street itself. It's just wide open for open esplanade for the holiday season. I think it'll be a nice area for everyone to kind of enjoy the time out there shopping, hopefully. And I think that's about it. I don't think that there's
It's sad to see those scarecrows come back because some of them were unbelievable.
the
one that
Ghostbusters
the one
was
that Ravis did on the corner with the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters was unbelievable.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, the
Just a showstopper.
flags going back up again, and we have the veterans banners going up today. So those will stay for a period of time, and then we'll start changing over to garland and some others. So, but yeah, I think that's it. Unless you have any questions. No?
Tiger.
Right, tree warden. That's you
So
too, I guess.
All right, so this next is Bob's latest bid for tree work. We had 3 bidders come back. This is for 11 separate locations in town, 2 of which are of note. One's at Ed Dixon Park, where we're removing 4 decayed maple trees and grinding the stumps, and 4 Norway maples in that area. And then we've got a couple of trees in Waveney, dying red maple, and 3 other small red maples that have died as well along the main road and in front of the dog park. We bought trees already for those to be replaced. So once those trees come out, we'll put new trees in their place already in their stead. Tiana signed the contract for that purchase. But the overall bid, the low bid was $13,254 to Olmsted Tree and Shrub Care, and we would like to award the contract to Olmsted for the work.
You know, when we always see the tree warden stuff, you feel like you're just always taking down trees, but the backfill is, trees get old, they do die, and we do backfill them. But, you know, and if you just see this line item, you know, there's a lot of trees out there. So,
Very healthy canopy,
which is
very
beautiful.
large and healthy canopy.
Okay, great. All right, any other questions?
Nope.
If I could get a motion to approve a request from the tree warden to enter into a contract with Olmsted Tree and Shrub Care in the amount of $13,254. The project entails the removal, pruning, and stump removal of various trees in town.
So moved.
Second,
It's unanimous.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I guess town clerk update. Claudia was invited, but I think Cheryl, as usual. Thank you.
Okay, good news. We are interviewing Thursday and Friday, so
Great.
hopefully we will have a little bit more of an answer by the next Board of Selectmen meeting. We have some great candidates, so
Okay.
we will be interviewing both days. So
Okay,
how
great.
many people you interviewing total? Because we had a lot of apps.
18. Yeah,
That's
Okay.
a 10% of the 180, right?
yeah,
Wow.
which is what I wanted to do. So
Okay. Great. All right, well, let's hope we,
Do you do them in person or do you Zoom them?
In person. If people want to Zoom, they can, but I think this whole group, and they responded quickly, which is good.
It means they
good.
want them. Good, excellent.
awesome. All right.
Good.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks, Sharon.
Okay. New Canaan Police Department revised travel request.
Good morning. This is an item that you previously approved. What we're looking to is just making sure we're covering the dates. The dates that you originally approved were for the actual conference, not for the stay. So there's a date earlier. So the October 26th to 31, we're looking for that approval versus 27/31.
Okay.
And the December was approved to the 2nd through the 4th. So we're looking through the 1st through the 4th, just so we have full coverage or full approval.
Any questions? Not if I could get
Change.
a motion to amend a previously approved travel request for one officer to attend training exercise from October 26th through the 31st, 2025 at Roger Williams University, and two officers to attend training December 1st through the 4th, 2025 at Mohegan Sun.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. And yet
Thanks, Ann.
before, oh, one last thing, and then I wanted, okay. So I guess this will be me. So we had Jim Lisher, his term has expired on the Health and Human Services Commission, and he is resigning that commission. So we got a recommendation of Maria Magliacano. So for those of you who don't know her, I know her through, like, she's a school nurse and she's also former chair of the Nature Center board. Great person, unbelievable skills. I mean, very,
that.
very aligned resume to the work of the Health and Human Services Commission. So I would like to make a recommendation to seat Maria Magliacano for a term 2025, 12/1/20.
It's
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. She's fairly well known
Yeah.
in town.
I mean, this resume, you're at Columbia University, Caldwell University, University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I mean, her resume is amazing and her work experiences.
Yep.
Incredible. We're so lucky.
Yeah, and a big thank you to Jim Lisher for
Yeah.
all
Yes.
the
Absolutely.
years. Oh my goodness, what a volunteer.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yes.
And he's not done. He'll
No.
continue to do stuff.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, we'll get a chance to recognize Jim hopefully in December. So
Yeah.
he's done a tremendous amount of work.
Oh, and here she is.
Ah, there we go.
Well,
just in
come on
time.
up.
Right on cue.
Come on up, right on cue. We were just,
seat
come on
there.
up, sit up with this thing.
I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's
yeah.
ever timed something that well. You can walk right in. We're literally right on that.
You missed
that
us gushing about you, though. No.
Good.
No, we're thrilled to have you be willing to take on this role because it's an important commission and there's some important things that they're addressing for the community. So we look forward to your voice on that commission.
And you came all this way, so please tell us about yourself, your interest in New Canaan, how long you've been here, family. We love to hear a little bit since you came all.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't live too far, but thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it. I've been here for 20 years living in New Canaan, and I'm a nurse, a pediatric nurse practitioner. I work in the schools and the preschools, so I have a good handle on a lot of the health and human services things that are in our town. And I live here with my husband and 4 daughters, ages 11 to 19, who keep me very busy. And I'm involved with the Nature Center Board and National Charity League currently, and I'm looking forward to this new opportunity.
That's great. We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
Thanks for raising your hand,
Yeah, thanks for stepping up.
or whoever raised your hand. So.
All right, if I could get a motion to approve the appointment of Maria Magliacano to the Health and Human Services Commission for a 3-year term beginning 12/1/2025 and ending 12/1/2028.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Very
much.
much.
All right. I meant to have a moment of silence at the beginning of the meeting in honor of Stuart Salvini. I guess maybe we can each say something if you'd like to, and then, or you don't have to. it's too hard. But Stuart Salvini was just one of New Canaan's best. He was a member of our police commission from 2005 to 2018. He was a member of our town emergency preparedness committee. So he was part of, writing all the, things that need to be done in emergency. So to keep our community safe. And then he was an executive director of our CERT, Community Emergency Response Team. He was also really passionate about making sure that we had improved emergency service communication throughout town, so that whenever one of our emergency services personnel had to go to a call, that they were able to communicate. So he will be sorely missed. There aren't many individuals in our community that have done it so much for our town. So before a moment of silence, if anybody else.
Yeah, I
would
mean,
like to say
Stuart,
something.
I can't agree more. I mean, Stuart, this is his professional side, but as a person, there was no one who was a more calm in emergencies, more fair during tough times. He was just an outstanding human being all the way around, and he will be missed. So obviously our condolences to the family.
Yeah, Stuart, his passion for making sure we were safe, it was so deep. And Stuart didn't do things 100%. He did it 150%, never talked about it, was never about him. It was always about everybody else. And he was just a fine human being. And that's just the town stuff he did, the amount of stuff he did in the schools, the amount of stuff he did with his girls. And he is well known for putting tights on and being part of the Nutcracker. So, and an amazing chef, just an amazing person. And I was talking to Chief John Federico about it. And I think he gave him the greatest compliment. He said, I don't know how to put it into words, but I always felt better after talking to Stuart. I felt more informed. I felt smarter. I felt calmer. And that's a life well lived.
Yeah. All right. So with that, if I could get a moment of silence in honor of Stuart's passing. Thank you. And then just a couple other announcements. Reminder that tomorrow is election day. You'll need to know what your polling location is, but if you haven't already exercised your civic duty in the early 2 weeks of early voting, your last chance is tomorrow. So hope to see people at the polls. And then again, another reminder, November 11th is Veterans Day, and just another reminder that ceremony has been moved from the cross at the base of God's Acre to the front steps of Town Hall. So just a reminder of that. Anything else?
No, just, you touched on it, but a thank you to the volunteers that staffed that early voting for, there was just a lot of hours to cover.
Yeah.
And, everyone here in the rooms walked past all these folks sitting at the table. So there was a lot of time invested in it. So thank you to all those folks.
And, just to tag on to that, I was at a cost convention last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know the weeks are blending together, but Stephanie Thomas, our Secretary of State, addressed the group, and she had people raise their hand about what they thought about 2 weeks of early voting. And I don't think anyone in the room is a fan of 2 weeks of early voting from a resource constraint, from a cost, from a probably lack of needing 2 solid weeks. So she charged us all. She said, how many of you came up to Hartford? And I said, well, I didn't really know I needed to go up to Hartford. So I told her afterwards, I said, let me know if there's going to be another conversation about, and I would urge maybe people to reach out to legislators, because I think Stephanie, I agree. I think our registrars agree. A week of early voting would be plenty,
Yeah, that would give people a lot of optionality, but
Yes.
not crazy amounts.
Right.
Yeah,
So
there was never a moment where there was any kind of line or rush. It was singular voting in most
Yeah,
cases.
Yeah, there were a
and it was
couple
really-
little spaces, but then there were times there was no one here.
Right,
So,
right.
it was
A lot of downtime.
Anyway, and we have a strong department, and access to resources and
That
things
other
like that.
places
I don't
don't, yeah.
know how these small towns, I mean, she was talking about how registrars were having to actually be the ones sitting there for 2 solid weeks. It's really constraining on resources. So I would urge
That's fair.
people to reach out to their legislators and ask to have that changed. I will be doing that. Okay, moving on to a personnel matter, with a possible executive session. Consideration and vote on possible unpaid suspension for town employee Mike McCargo. Mike, do you want this in open session or executive session? Okay, so if I could get a motion to go into executive session,
So moved.
it's unanimous. And then if we could keep Mike, Tracy, Tucker, and Stacy.
And Cheryl.
Sorry, Cheryl. Did I say Cheryl? Not Cheryl, Cheryl? Yeah, Cheryl, Stacy. Okay. Yeah, you can come up. Okay, so we conferred about the various situations that have come to light, and after sort of seeing sort of a pattern of behavior and some gross violations of our personnel and our ethics, we're going to recommend a 5-day unpaid suspension starting tomorrow, and then a last chance agreement. And so, we really, hope this time that you sort of really focus on what's in the employee handbook and in the ethics and in the ethics code. Because, Mike, we all like you. We want you to succeed here, but we also need you to get the message that there's we expect everyone in town hall to conduct themselves with the utmost professionalism. So hopefully this will just be a blip in the chart, and we can move forward in a positive way after this. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
And I would just say, if there's something you're not clear on, behavior, how you're supposed to comport yourself, ask. I think you need to err on this side of extreme caution and professionalism. And it's like, he's right. Everybody likes you, but we have to make sure it's everything's applied properly. And so if you question, ask somebody. Ask somebody.
I guess I'm just more of a
Yeah.
And Mike, I know you're proud to wear that hat and that shirt, and I know you're representing this town, and we expect every time you put that on, you have everybody in mind.
Even in situations like I wasn't working, and I still thought I was, I
Yep.
still try to come out and stand people. So I get the whole. I did 17 years at a principal, so I get that. I get it. If you did or didn't, but I did, like I said, the 17 years in a jail, and I would after work or whatever, people would see me and run up to me, and that were in my care, if you will. Same kind of. I don't.
Thank you.
I thought I was just making people feel.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right.
Mike.
Well, hopefully this will be
Put it in-
behind us.
Yep. For the rearview mirror.
This will be behind us.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right.
With that, I think that is our last. Oh, okay. Sorry. So all in favor of a 5-day unpaid suspension beginning tomorrow, November 4th, and a last chance agreement.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Okay. Yes, is that right? Yeah, whatever, that Tuesday.
Well, I work Saturdays.
We'll work it out.
Okay. She'll give you the days. 5 days, that's all I know. 5. Okay. All right, and if I could get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Do we have to come out of this?